Hey, what's up guys? My name is Sandrold. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 things new producers should do. Every year, every week, every time of the month, there's always going to be a rave happening in one part of the world. There's always going to be concerts, rock concerts, hip-hop shows, and then those shows might inspire a few individuals in the crowd to pretty much go, hey, I want to do that for a living. I want to make this type of music. I love this type of music. Why can't I do it? So they embark on a journey of becoming a producer. So today we're going to be talking about 5 things you guys should know starting out. So new producers, this is for you. If you've been producing for a while, make sure to just check this video out. Hopefully you guys learn some few things, or maybe you go, oh yeah, he's totally right, or hell no, you're totally wrong. Alright guys, so let's get started with tip number 1. So the first thing I feel new producers need to know is that all you need is a computer and a DAW in order to make music. As for computer, it doesn't matter what type of computer you have, MacBook Pro, PC, the quality doesn't change. Same thing with DAW, it doesn't matter what DAW you use. Every DAW is going to do the same thing, and that is it's going to organize your idea, it's going to let you get your ideas out. So pretty much all you really need is a computer and a DAW. You don't need no fancy keyboard, no fancy drum pads and stuff. All that stuff is add-ons that you can buy, but don't feel like you need that stuff in order to produce. All that stuff is just there for you to increase workflow or maybe increase creativity. Maybe sometimes you can't make a good melody with just the pad, you buy a MIDI keyboard and you use it to make your melodies, but again, it's not necessary to do so. Alright guys, so that's going to be my first thing. Now on to the next one. My second tip for new producers is focus more on production quality than composing. Now the main reason for this tip is because I know a lot of you guys, new producers, start a track and then you get to the melody part and you're like, shit, this melody sucks, I can't finish the track and so forth. So my biggest thing is going to be just make a melody, just make sure it has a resolution and everything, and just continue on, finish the track, and then work on your production quality, work on mixing and mastering. Now the reason this is one of the tips is because a lot of people won't finish tracks because their melody isn't great or the drop doesn't sound as good, which is all part of composition. Now for me, production quality is going to be more important in the long run, because by the time you get good, you don't want to have this amazing track with a beautiful melody and then it all sounds like shit because you don't know how to mix and master your super saws, your bass, or whatever it may be. So my second tip, and you guys may disagree with it, some of you guys may say it kind of makes sense, is focus more on production quality than composition. Tip number 3, use reference tracks. Now reference track is going to be a track that you get that's you're going to use in order to help arrange your track. And by that I mean, let's say you don't know how long your intro should be or how your intro should build up. You're going to use that reference track and see, okay, how did this producer do it? How did he introduce a melody and so forth? A lot of people, mainly new producers, have trouble with this stuff. So using a reference track will help you in the long run. So make sure to get your favorite track, copy the arrangement, don't copy the melody or none of that, and just use it and use it to guide your song from intro to outro. Tip number 4 that I feel new producers should know, and even some more advanced producers, is to keep your ideas to one at a time in a track. Don't try to fit like 100 ideas you have into just one track and feel like, oh, because it has 100 ideas, it's gonna be a banger, it's gonna fucking hit, whatever. No, it's not. A lot of times I get songs and it's like the drop is big room kick, goes into Melbourne, and then it goes into a breakdown that doesn't even go with the drop. That doesn't even make sense. So try to keep your tracks to one idea, maybe max 3 or 4. Don't try and fit in like 5 melodies in a track, because most of the time it's not going to work. Tracks are based around an idea, and then you do it and you arrange it. Alright guys, so that's my tip number 4 for new producers. Alright guys, and finally the last tip, which is the most important tip of all. And this is going to be a tip inside a tip, which is like that movie, A Dream Inside a Dream with Leonardo DiCaprio, whatever. But, this is going to be a couple. So the first thing, and this is what's going to separate the people who are going to make it to the people who quit and just give up and go, fuck this, it's not for me, is 1, it's a long process. It takes roughly about 4 to 5 years to even get good to the point where you can, make top-notch music like Alesso, Swedish House Mafia, whatever. It takes at least 4 to 5 years to get to that point. And then when you're at that point, it doesn't mean you're, okay, I'm gonna make it, I'm a DJ now. No, now it's gonna be promotion from there on. So, 20% music, 80% promotion. So you need good music to get your promotion right, and that's going to take at least 4 to 6 years. So understand that. It might take less for you. It all depends. It varies between people, but on average it's 4 to 6 years. Number 2, don't do it for the money, the bitches, the fame and stuff, because one, you're just setting yourself up for failure. Unless you really want to be famous like that you will chop your own dick off and work your ass off like that for that. A lot of the times that's not enough. A lot of the times you need to love making the music, you need to love producing, you need to have a passion for it in order to even get there. Because then if you're just in it for the bitches, then you might end up just paying people like me that love to make the tracks for you, so you can live that life, which won't last that long. And finally, have fun doing it. Love it. Don't feel like it's like a burden. Don't feel like it's a chore. Do it because you love it. You know, make your hobby into a passion. So that's gonna be tip number 5. Long time process. Don't do it for the wrong reasons, and just enjoy it. Alright guys, that's gonna be the end of the video. I did get carried a little bit with tip number 5, but I hope these tips help you guys in getting better. Make sure to subscribe to my channel here. I release tutorials every week regarding sound design and even some mixing and mastering, and I have done some melody tutorials and making drops and so forth, so make sure to check that stuff out. If you guys want to check out a funny video where I try to make fun of the things 5 things new producers do, you guys can click here. It's a funny video. Make sure to check out You're an EDM Producer too. And if you want to check out my latest sound design tutorial, you can click here. Now, as always guys, make sure you have fun producing, and I'll see you guys next time.